Hey there, greetings everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're doing an episode of What's New Tonight. Now, it's going to be a little bit late because I changed in mid-stride. I was going to do the new Hawkwind Live at the Albert Hall album. It's a triple album. But the record store that I go to now has it in, so I'm probably going to buy it and do it as a live video for one of my live experience videos instead. Just makes more sense to me. I like doing the live stuff on the live video because I do it a little bit differently. So I decided to go with the album that I was going to do next week. I'm going to do it this week, which is Dream Theater's Parasomnia. So I'll be frankly upfront, I'm not really a Dream Theater fan. I don't really follow their music. I do have some of their albums. Occasionally I try to listen to them and get into them, but they're not really my style of music. A little bit too much speed metal to their music for me, just personally. But they're not a bad band. Obviously, they are very gifted instrumentally as well as in structuring of their songs and stuff. So anyways, I decided, you know what, it's a new album. A lot of attention is going to be paid to it, so I should actually at least make an attempt to do it. So we will get into that now. So the title of the album, of course, is Parasomnia, released on February the 7th, 2025. So, man, what a week ago now, I guess. Recorded at the DTHQ in Long Island, or the Dream Theater headquarters in Long Island, New York. It's about 71 minutes in length, so fairly lengthy album. On the Inside Out label, and John Petrucci is the doing production here. So appearing on this album, of course, James LeBray on lead vocals, John Petrucci on guitars, vocals, backing vocals, and he also does the production too, of course. My handwriting is so small sometimes I can't even see it. John Myung on bass. Myung, is that how you say it? I think so. Jordan Rudess on keyboards, and then of course, returning after a lengthy hiatus, I believe it was 16 years, is Mike Portnoy on drums, percussion, and backing vocals here. There are 8 tracks in total on this album. I passed it. I thought it was a decent album. There are some songs I like a little more than others. Overall, it's very metalish, of course. Lots of, but also very progressive, which I knew it would be. There's a lot of that kind of speed element to it too, especially with the drums and the guitar. So both these instruments very fast paced, giving it that kind of speed metal feel to it at times. So we're going to break it down song by song. In the Arms of Morpheus, this is a no vocal or instrumental song if you prefer. It starts out with a kind of a street noises replaced by some slow melodic guitar parts here. Turns really heavy, really beefy guitar, and the speed drums take up their position here on this particular track. It's a pretty fast-paced track, I'll be honest with you. It slows towards the end with a more of a melodic sound to the keyboards and guitar parts. But overall, a decent song. I passed it. Also one of the shorter tracks on the album as well. The next track is over 10 minutes, called Night Terror. This is a slow, melodic, and haunting intro to the song. And then it's followed with this kind of dark and heavy sound. And the speed drums then kick in again. And then you have a kind of a heavy guitar solo. And it's very high speed drum parts as well throughout that part. Chunky song. The vocals are melodic, but not too forward. Like they're kind of laid back. You can't hear his voice as well on this particular track. And it's a very fast paced, up-tempo kind of song. Next song out is called Broken Man. This is a heavy, fast-paced track for sure, absolutely, at the beginning especially. a bit of an atmospheric sound, using the keyboards to create that. The vocals are a bit more scrapey here, a little bit more aggressive, but clear and high-pitched. Song is strong. I think the keyboard's kind of dominant here, and the guitars as well, both of them trading solos here. And then you got this kind of a dark feeling towards the song overall. It just felt like a heavier song. And I think that's kind of the theme of the album, is about dreaming and darkness in the dreams, and these songs definitely bring that out. Then you got Deep Asleep, which is the next track out. This may be my favorite one of the first four. This track has a lot of background noises. It's almost a violin-like sounding part to it. Could be keyboards, but it sounds kind of violinish. There's a beefy guitar on this, heavy, fast-paced drum part again, another speed metal type drum part. The vocals are melodic, deep, but high-pitched again, a little bit scrapey, not too bad though. And it got some catchy guitar riffs with a keyboard solo towards the backside of the song. Oh, flipped it the wrong way. So the back half of the album is a little bit longer because you have the final track, which is very long. You have Midnight Messiah next. Catchy riff, heavy guitar parts again, slow melodic parts throughout different points of the song. The vocals again, melodic but scrapey. Are We Dreaming, which is a kind of instrumental part, a little bit of an organ keyboard part here, very whispery voices, giving that kind of dream-like feel to it. Followed by Bed the Clock, which I think may be my favorite song on the album. It's slow, melodic guitar opening. The vocals are also kind of whispery, quiet, smooth, and they grow to a more of a harsher feel as the song goes along. You get more of a catchy up-tempo guitar part as the song moves along, and then you get this more dominant kind of vocal parts where he's a little bit more forward in the music. The song continues to get heavier, the speed and speeds up. The solo and the drum parts are very dominant towards the end of the song. But I kind of like this song. It kind of drifts from those different sounds. It gets stronger as it goes along. It's a build-up song, kind of good. The final track is the longest track on the album. It's about a little over 19 and a half minutes long. It's called The Shadow Man Incident. It starts out with some kind of noises and with a harmonic guitar part that fills in where the voices are in the forefront, so it's kind of in the background. Then you get this heavy, beefy guitar riff, very melodic, very doom metal-like. The march-like sound with some synthesizer parts here too as it begins to build up. Picks up pace and then a melodic guitar solo that takes over kind of more towards halfway point of the album, I think, the song, I mean. It's got lots of those kind of melodic voices throughout the track as well. Vocals are whispery but very high pitch, and then the twin vocals are very similar but more, adding a little bit more depth to the vocals, I think. Yeah, it does pick up pace at times, gets heavier, speeds up a bit. Keyboard solo kind of is in there as well. Vocals are harsh metal-like, so a little bit more than most of the rest of the songs on the album. And this is lots of fast-paced and slow parts throughout this half of the song. So overall, it's a decent track, maybe a little bit too lengthy for me. I'm not really into really lengthy songs, especially by metal bands. And this, to me, the problem with the reason I don't listen to Dream Theater much is I find them a little bit too speed metalish for me. That's just my liking. I do like the odd occasional speed metal, but it's not really a genre of the metal realm that I listen to much. I know there's a lot of progressive stuff here as well, but there's not enough of it to make up for the speed part for me. Overall, though, I think it's a good album. I don't know if I would buy it or not. Maybe if I saw it for the right price. I have a 2 or 3 Dream Theater albums now. I don't really listen to them much, so unless my tastes change over the next little while, I don't really see me really getting into this album much. Although I do recognize that it's really well written and the theme is very much explored throughout here, and you've got some exceptional instrumentation on here as well. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of What's New. Please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And if you have any comments about what I've said, or about Dream Theater, or about the new album, or anything that you want to bring up, you can bring those up and put them in the comment section below. And I hope to see you all next week for What's New. So take care and have yourself a good one. Goodbye.